Are you just bamboozled with how big it is?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I kind of on some level in the first couple of weeks when it started to get a lot of YouTube views and seemingly resonate with a lot of people, I kind of thought, oh yeah, well that's great. It seems to be going well. But even there, I think some part of me thought it would kind of stop. But the sort of interest would find some kind of would find an end point, and it just seems to keep going.
There's over 120,000 units were sold. There was more than 36,000 in a week. Are you getting told all these figures by people in the business?
Yeah, my label who are putting my music out, 11, they sort of keep me abreast of it, and it's pretty phenomenal. I mean, it's certainly eclipsing, even the sort of what I thought were amazing figures on my last record for an independent release.
This stuff, and particularly that song, has brought Like Drawing Blood back into the charts, and that was 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's insane.
Do you know what's done it? Like, I mean, it's a good song. It's probably not my favourite on the album, though. Do you know what this song has done, why everyone's just loving it?
Well, I guess, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting because now that it seems to be being played more broadly on more commercial radio stations and things, obviously it stands apart from most of the things that you're hearing on those stations. So I guess that kind of stands the song in good stead in that it may seem quite refreshing to a lot of people who hear what's more normally playlisted on those stations. But in terms of what has sort of resonated with people in the first place to kind of give it this kind of momentum. Look, I don't know. The fact that it's a duet, maybe duets have always got something about them. Maybe just the sort of intensity of it, as far as it's something people can relate to, having probably been through some kind of breakup that has left them feeling confused and uncertain about their emotions. So I don't know. Somewhere between those two things.
The duet part, though, and don't get me wrong, I adore Kimbra and her album is fantastic. I've got Vows at the moment, beautiful album, but I don't know if Kimbra's part is really small. I just don't know what sort of brought this to be so huge. It's not Ashton tweeting it,
Yeah, it's funny that people sort of have made note of that as a sort of a newsworthy item. But I mean, when he sort of tweeted about it, it didn't sort of massively spike the views on YouTube or the interest in the song particularly. Seemingly, it seems to have kind of rolled on like a bit of a snowball in a pretty consistently exponential sort of fashion in terms of sort of the listens and views and the way it seems to have sort of accessed different listeners and people who weren't aware of my music before. So I don't know. Maybe sometimes there's just some combination of luck and timing and a certain sentiment that resonates with people at the right time.
Are the cool kids calling you a sellout now because you get played on Today FM?
Oh, I haven't heard that so much. I've seen people sort of going, I've seen people saying, oh, they're overplaying this song, it's ruining it for me. So, I don't know, that's kind of hard, that's out of my hands really, so it's not much I can say.
Well, look, let's keep going on with the album. I said before, it's not necessarily my favourite on the album. This track is Eyes Wide Open. Is that okay with you that somebody that used to know isn't my favourite?
Oh yeah, well it's not my favourite on the album either.
Well, what's your favourite?
Probably it'd be somewhere between the song State of the Art and the closing track Bronte.
Right.
Two very different reasons.